Hi there, I'm Evangeline right here at etrailer. Today we're talking about tire chains here on our 2025 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. The ones we have today are the Titan chain cable tire chains. These are going to be low profile tire chains, great because you do have limited clearance behind the wheel of your Jeep Wrangler. It is very important when you look for tire chains for those extra traction needs that you double check your owner's manual, because there's plenty of different types of trims and variations of the Jeep. So what we have today is the Sahara trim with the tire size 255/70 R18. Double check the tire size printed on your sidewall. Double check your owner's manual, and then you can also use our fit guide here at etrailer, put your year, make, and model, and then select the different fits available for you. There's not that many fits available for this specific Jeep because of that low clearance, but of those fits, our Titan chain tire chains here are going to be a good option as long as you're good with how they attach and how quickly or not quickly it is to take it apart. So the way these work is you have these cables with rollers on top of them, then this is what gives you traction on the road without tearing up the road. So all this works together where the rollers on top bite into snow and ice, but even in deep snow environments, the rollers are also spaced apart so you don't get too clogged up on the tire. Now in extremely icy conditions, these are on the smaller side, so not as aggressive as some other chains you may see out there, but you also don't want too aggressive of chains because then you can tear up the area. So for those that are just driving around town, or maybe you're going to a ski or snowboarding resort and you just need to get up that hill to the spot, these are gonna help you get there. When in doubt, dealerships do like to recommend roller chains because of that low profile. These specific chains also come with their own self-tensioners. So these are going to be rubber tensioners that you can see without the tensioner, you've got a loose fit. When you attach the tensioner, this really cinches everything together, and that way as you drive around, this is adjusting to your drive. This is what that clearance behind a tire looks like. Now you can see with everything cinched in by those tensioners, this really sits against your sidewall and really flush fit all around. You don't want anything coming loose and potentially making contact with these other components you see behind the wheel. So I really do like how it has a very tight fit. What I recommend doing is pretty much the moment the tire chains arrive at your house, go ahead and try them on your vehicle. That way you get familiar with the whole process. You're able to see how the tire chains look, and then you'll know how it fits on your Jeep and how to put it on there before you're stranded by the side of the road in the snow. Some things that I look for in just a brief inspection is all the rollers, if they have any rust spots, if they're all attached, and everything looks really good here. You also want to get familiar with the tire side. So printed on the metal, it'll say tire side. The other side will have a hook on it. This prevents the hook from digging into your tire. It keeps it flat. You'll also see where it opens up like a V, and this will help you figure out which side is the front. So if your tire chain looks like this, we can now bring this around the tire. I start by just pushing it out and then throwing it back over there and then bringing each end forward. The key here is to make sure that your tire chain is actually centered over the middle of your tire. Anything beyond that makes it very difficult to make your connections. The first step is connecting your back pieces. So I recommend grabbing the tire chain like this, where you're supported in your hand. Your fingers look like that. That helps you bring both sides up and over. A common spot this gets caught up in is the back component. So if you feel like it's just not reaching back there, you might be stuck. Once you're past those components, then you can secure those two pieces. See how one has a hook, one has a loop? Those go together and those stay behind your tire as you bring the rest of the chain forward. The next connection is the top front ones. Now this can be a little tricky because the rollers tend to get caught up. Just keep working away at it where you can then fit that first tab in and then secure it flat like that. Then you can go ahead and readjust the rest of your tire chain so that it's more evenly distributed, which will then get you to this bottom piece. So we don't have much tolerance throughout the tire chain, so we just a good enough tugging around everything. Now we're secure. So 1, 2, 3 touch points. You'll notice though that this looks really loose on the tire. That's why we have these tensioners. So flip the tensioners around so that they're along the outside of your rubber circle, and then you're going to attach the tensioner clips in a star pattern. So up, down, and then across. Now the large part of the clip is on the rubber side, and then the thin part of the clip is on the metal side. And as you pull, try not to twist the rubber. Make sure it's as straight as possible as you get this connected. This will require a little bit of muscle to get that rubber in place. But that's what it looks like with all the clips fully engaged. You can see them really pulling the tension of your tire chain. You're going to repeat this process on the other side of your vehicle. And then if you are just ready to go for your drive, I recommend rolling forward or backward a couple feet just to make sure that everything looks good, everything is in place. Make sure that when you do have these cable chains on, you're not driving at crazy fast speeds. We do have safety precautions, both on the tire chain bag as well as here on our website. Helpful to follow to make sure these are helping you stay safe on the road. Hopefully this video helped you out with seeing how these tire chain cable chains look, work, and get installed onto your 2025 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. My name is Evangeline. I hope you enjoyed this journey.